Hi, this is Jackie from VIP Hair for You Training. I am the trainer educator, and I'd like to say thank you for taking a look at this my website. Let me explain to you how the industry works and how training as a hairdresser or barber works. Now, normally the entry into this industry is over three different methods. The first method is normally an apprenticeship program, and that's where you do on-the-job training. You're working within a salon. But unfortunately, after the age of 24, because of the minimum wage kicking in, and a lot of salons can't actually afford to train somebody without them generating back into the till, so to speak. Next is college courses, and they're anything from 1 to 3 years, and the classroom sizes are anything from 12 to 20 students. Then you have private alternative methods, and this is where VIP Hair for You training comes in. My training is not big classroom sizes, it's not long college courses. They're an alternative method to learn. They're fully insured and accredited, which means that once you've completed the course, you will get a certificate which allows you to get insurance and public liability, which means you can set up for yourself. If you want to get a job within a salon, then it is subject to what's called an interview and a trade test. And that's where they'd like to see you do your work. They need to see that you've got the experience to be able to work on the shop floor. Um, so let me explain to you how hairdressing works or is trained. Styles, hairstyles, techniques that you're learning. When you do a certain haircut, normally it's a combination of techniques that make that particular haircut. And so when we train, at first, you're not creating styles, you're actually working on techniques. So each week you'll learn a different technique. They're demonstrated to you. You would then get a chance to practice on a training head. So it's not like you have to worry about, getting models or anything like that. You're going to repeat what it is that you've seen. And then once you repeat it, once you demonstrate, you've done it, you've actually repeated it, you must repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, because that allows your memory to remember it. And also it gives you the chance to build up your speed and your confidence. So practice, practice, practice. Repetition is absolutely key within this industry. So each week you'll learn different techniques. After a period of time, what will happen is those combination of techniques will then make a beautiful style or lots of different styles. So I describe hairdressing and barbering like a jigsaw puzzle. You've got to learn the different pieces of the jigsaw first before you can create your masterpiece at the end. So each week you're learning different techniques. So with myself, I have three different methods in which you can learn. The first one, because I want to help it, I want everybody to have a chance to learn this, and it doesn't matter where you're located, but also it's subject to budget, which I do understand, especially with what's going on in the world right now. The first one is through online learning, but it's not just me giving you a video and going off you go. I'm there to support you. So you'll have weekly mentoring as well. So you'll have a series of videos that you can then follow step by step. It's me doing haircuts, demonstrating them, and then you would practice on your training head. Then we would meet up every week. You can ask questions. If there's anything that you don't understand, I'm there to support you. So that's purely online learning. Next, you have what's called your hybrid learning. So maybe you're thinking, okay, how can I learn just online? I want to make sure I get it right. I want that reassurance. So you can do half online and then half in person with me towards the end of the course. So you'd follow the videos, and then what we would do is meet up the end and repeat them together just to make sure you've got that reassurance. So that's the hybrid method. And your last and final method is one-to-one masterclasses with me, which is where I personally would demonstrate. You would then do that particular technique, but I'm watching you do that technique, and then you would do that. You would build up your skills that way. Normally, training is once a week, and they're 4-hour time slots. Obviously, if you're doing them online, they could be 1 to 2 hours, whereas if you're doing it with me in person, it's 4 hours. Now, you might think 4 hours is not a long period of time, but it's not about the length of time, it's about the technique that you're learning. And also, it's very intense. So you'll be quite surprised by the end of 4 hours. And also, after a period of time, your brain can't take any more information in because you're learning. And also, we don't want to whack the training head off all in one go. So it is about doing trims. It is about learning the techniques. We start with the longer work first of all, and then we get shorter and shorter. And then obviously you can repeat it on another training head as you go. So it's not like you have to get loads and loads of training heads. We do trims as we go. But what the 4 hours is, it's quite intense. So don't let that full that you need a full day of training. You don't. You just need. My job is to teach you the understanding, and the understanding comes through you actually being demonstrated it. You repeat it, and then you get a chance to practice and learn. And that can be done in between the sessions. So it's not just about the time that you spend with me. You'll be having the chance to spend at home and practice and develop your skill set that way. So with options in learning, when you do a college course, normally what happens is they break them into what's called level 2, level 3 skill set. And with myself, I work slightly different. You will be able to choose a level 2, level 3 standard with just a foundation ladies cutting course. So let's say you just want to do cutting only. You can do ladies cutting, you can do barbering only. You can do colouring only if you wanted to. Then what you can do is you can also combine those together. You can also do styling. So that could be, blow drying and hair up, hair extensions. You can decide which method you want to learn. I can design a course for you. That's the joys of one-to-one education. It's not like we have to, there is a format that I follow, but it's more designed around you and flexibility. So the main things really, flexibility in learning, flexibility in budget, payment plans are available, and training can start all year round. So it is only subject to my diary and when you want to learn. So hopefully that's given you some understanding of how my courses work. Please do reach out. You can text me, WhatsApp me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And this is an amazing industry. I've never dreamt when I first went into it where it would take me. I've traveled the world. I've been a trainer educator for L'Oreal and Tony and Guy, and I've had the joys of teaching people for the last 12 years and giving them an option to get into this industry without the long drawn out college courses. So if this is something you're interested in, then please do reach out, and hopefully I look forward to meeting you very, very soon.